is Mr. Sandeep Manudhane, Chairman and Managing Director, Professional Tutorials. Sandeep has been associated with education for more than 17 years. Starting from a garage with almost no capital, he built Professional Tutorials to become a pan-India MBA training institution. PT has entered mainstream education with its Proton business schools. Sandeep is passionate about use of technology as a multiplier agent in education. He is personally working on cutting-edge OSN products. Sandeep is a mentor, cricketer, guitarist, singer, avid reader, and a blogger. I welcome Mr. Sandeep Manudhane at TiE 2010. Samir, can you please offer floral welcome to Mr. Sandeep? Mr. Sandeep would come take to the podium and tell us about his business.
Good evening. It gives me tremendous pleasure to be here. Sorry for the hoarse voice. We are teachers and it shows. This morning I had a 5-hour long session with my students. So I couldn't sleep well last night and I had a long session, so it will reflect in the voice, but I feel a teacher who doesn't have a hoarse voice is not a teacher at all. My wife agrees with me fully, she has no choice anymore. Thanks a lot of good words said about me. My marketing team is doing a good job, it's apparent. I passed out of IIT Delhi in 1993 and I was a manufacturing engineer. I had made it to all the IIMs, but somehow I realized that I did not want to study anymore. IIT had damaged me enough. With whatever little I had left in my head, I went back to my hometown, which is Indore. I basically belong to Indore. My parents came and settled there way back in '62 from Maharashtra, and ever since we have been there. I went straight to the garage because I had no money, and that's the only place in the home my father would allow me to go. In fact, he was proposing the street outside the home. My mother convinced him to give me the garage free of cost. The garage with some broken furniture was given to me with a threat of 12 months. 12 महीने में कुछ करके दिखा, नहीं तो बाहर का रास्ता ना. Father was fairly angry at my decision of dropping IIMs and going to the garage and starting a proprietary firm called Professional Tutorials, in which what I was proposing to do, train and coach students for MBA entrance. Unthinkable. The son of the leading ENT surgeon, an IIT engineer with IIM calls in hand, is sitting in the garage teaching students for MBA entrance. Unthinkable, harakiri, suicide, social suicide. But something told me that I really wanted to become an entrepreneur. And in India, if you want to become an entrepreneur and you have no money in your pocket, this is the only thing you can do. At least in 1993, this is the only thing we could do. I started in 93, Satya entered a couple of years later. Those were the initial years, most difficult. We cleared the underbrush for everyone else to come. Today the industry is glamorous. Am I right, Satya? Today everybody wants to invest in education. At that time, nobody wanted to touch us with a barge pole. These are mad guys, stay away from them. We have come from that era. For 5 years, I developed my business enterprise at Indore. My schedule used to be getting up at 6, reaching the classes at 7. 7 to 9, 9:30 to 11:30, 3 to 5, 5:30 to 7:30, coming home at 8, preparing notes for the next day. And this is how it went on for the first 3 years. Fortunately, I was able to teach well, and so students multiplied. By the 3rd year, I broke even. And from the 4th year, we started making profits. It was a proprietary concern. Like all IIT, IIM trained graduates, we have a very big problem. We think big. हम संतुष्ट नहीं रह सकते. और हमें बताया गया है कि असंतुष्ट रहो तभी ग्रोथ होगी. तो हमने सोचा ये फॉर्मूला ट्राई किया जाए, असंतुष्ट बना जाए. तो हम असंतुष्ट हो गए और 1998 में ये सोचा कि अब ऑल इंडिया ग्रोथ करेंगे. अब ऑल इंडिया ग्रोथ के बारे में सोचना तो ठीक है, but in 1998 my office was 1000 square feet and my staff was 4 including me. So how do you really develop an institution pan India? Franchising. किसी ने मुझे बताया फ्रेंचाइजिंग बहुत अच्छी चीज है, तुम फ्रेंचाइजिंग करो। मैंने कहा बहुत बढ़िया, फ्रेंचाइजिंग करते हैं, ये क्या होता है? So then nobody could answer franchising क्या होता है. So I got a guy who was running an NIIT center और मैंने उसका legal agreement पढ़ा तो थोड़ा समझ में आया. But then I got a mentor who told me कि तेरे को franchising समझनी है तो मैकडॉनल्ड्स पे बुक लिखी गई है Behind the Arches, वो किताब पढ़. तो मैं वो किताब खरीद के लाया Behind the Arches और मैंने वो पूरी किताब पढ़ी and a big window opened. And I give a lot of credit to that book for giving me my business direction. Every entrepreneur should find some book that changes his or her direction of life. It's not going to happen otherwise, trust me. You need one big jolt that defines your existence. In '98, when I was trying to strike out on my own as an entrepreneur who was going to franchise for the first time out of a city called Indore, which nobody had heard of. इंदौर आज बड़ा नाम है, IIT IIM दोनों है. 98 में लोग मुझसे पूछते थे इंदौर कहाँ है, बिहार की राजस्थान. अभी भी कुछ लोग पूछते हैं. उस वक्त हमने बिजनेस इंडिया में फुल पेज ऐड दिया इनवाइटिंग फ्रेंचाइजीज. यू नीड लॉट्स ऑफ गट्स. यू नीड टू हैव गट्स टू मेक अ जोकर ऑफ योरसेल्फ. यू डोंट बिकम बिग विदाउट दैट. एंड आई वाज लकी, बूम टाइम था, बहुत सारी इंक्वायरीज आई, हमने फ्रेंचाइजिंग शुरू की. एंड आई एम अ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इंजीनियर फ्रॉम IIT, सो आई हैव अ वेरी प्रोसेस ओरिएंटेड माइंडसेट. तो मुझे बहुत जल्दी ये समझ में आ गया कि अगर मैंने फ्रेंचाइजिंग शुरू की है तो मुझे जो सबसे पहली और महत्वपूर्ण चीज चाहिए वो है प्रोसेसेस एंड सिस्टम्स. तो मैं पर्सनली कंप्यूटर पे बैठा और रात भर बैठ के मैंने ऑपरेशंस मैनुअल बनाना चालू किए. आज PT एजुकेशन के पास जिस तरह के ऑपरेशंस मैनुअल हैं, विद द हेल्प ऑफ व्हिच वी ट्रेन आवर फ्रेंचाइजीज, इट इज एब्सोल्युटली अनपैरेलल्ड इन द एजुकेशन सेक्टर. कभी मौका मिलेगा मैं आपको वो ऑपरेशंस मैनुअल्स दिखाऊंगा. The 360-degree approach we take in selecting franchisees, training them, 30 days training at head office is compulsory, including managing the reception, managing counseling, managing the telephone, teaching, managing the in-house ERP, hundreds of things which I learned from that book on McDonald's. Raymond Kroc ने McDonald's कैसे खड़ा किया वो जब मैंने देखा, then I realized कि boss, it's a very serious thing, it's not a joke when you franchise. It grew and fortunately it's been 13 years that I have been franchising. Most of my franchises have been very successful. और जिन्होंने एक बार franchise ली वो usually छोड़ के नहीं गए. 90% लोग मेरे साथ टिके रहे, which is a very big proof कि हमने कुछ सही किया. Like every entrepreneur, beyond the stage it brings a lot of frustration and satisfaction which brings stagnancy in one's life. 3 साल पहले थोड़ा मुझे भी ऐसा फील होने लगा था. I was successful. लोग नाम जानते थे, अखबार में फोटो छपती थी, बड़ा अच्छा लगता था. ये सब होते होते कब तक मजा आएगा? एक स्टेज के बाद आदमी बोर हो जाता है. You need to create another challenge for yourself. So we decided that we'll venture into mainstream education, and 3 years ago we decided to launch a chain of business schools, and then we launched 2 units of Proton Business School at Indore and Ahmedabad, and 3 units of School of Business Marshals at Indore, Ahmedabad and Nasik. And for the past 3 years, I have been completely preoccupied in creating those schools, and we have done wonderfully well, given the fact that it was just the first season. But we managed to do well, and all 5 business schools combined, we have more than 1,000 students as on date. Largely because we were able to capitalize on the credibility created in the PT education empire over the past 15 years. उस credibility को हम leverage अच्छे से कर पाए, हो सकता नहीं कर पाते, कर लिया, किस्मत थी. Today, as I look back, and I look ahead, and I look at the present, I see some very interesting things. When I look back, like every entrepreneur, I realize, given a chance to live my 17 years all over again, there are a lot of things that I wouldn't want to do. Satya will agree with me. And there are a lot of things I would want to do with double the force. But then that's the benefit of hindsight, and you can sufficiently discount it. Looking at today, I'm very happy at what I am doing, the way I am managing myself. And looking at tomorrow, I see a very uncertain future. There are various reasons for that.